Evergreen Falls wasn't your typical postcard mountain town. Nestled amidst a dense, evergreen forest, it held a strange air of melancholy. Tourists rarely ventured past the quaint shops lining the main street, deterred by whispers of a darkness that clung to the towering pines beyond. 12-year-old Maya, however, wasn't one to shy away from a good mystery. New in town, she found herself inexplicably drawn to the forest's edge. There, a crooked sign, its paint peeling like sunburned skin, declared the woods off-limits. "Welcome to Serenity Acres," it read in faded lettering, a cruel joke considering the unease that prickled at Maya's skin. Ignoring the warning, Maya pushed through a gap in the rusty chain-link fence. The air grew heavy, the sunlight struggling to penetrate the dense canopy. An unsettling silence pervaded, broken only by the occasional rustle of unseen creatures. As she ventured deeper, the ground beneath her feet softened with a spongy carpet of pine needles. The towering trees seemed to press in on her, their branches forming a skeletal archway overhead. An unnatural chill snaked down her spine, making her shiver despite the warm afternoon sun. Suddenly, a sharp crack echoed through the stillness. Maya whirled around, heart hammering in her chest. There, nestled beneath a gnarled root, lay a porcelain doll. Its vacant eyes seemed to follow her, and a tear, glistening like a tiny diamond, traced a path down its painted cheek. An uneasy feeling gnawed at Maya. Who would leave a doll in such a desolate place? Curiosity piqued. She reached out and gingerly picked it up. As her fingers brushed against the cold porcelain, a whisper, faint as a breeze, tickled her ear. "Don't leave me here." Maya dropped the doll like it was burning hot. Her breath hitched, but the silence that followed was even more terrifying. Had she imagined it? Turning tail, Maya fled back towards the town, the whispering pines seemingly whispering secrets behind her. Back in the sunlight, the fear seemed to lessen, but the image of the doll's vacant eyes and the chilling whisper lingered in her mind, a seed of unease taking root. The following morning, Maya woke with a strange sense of foreboding. The porcelain doll, a grotesque reminder of her venture into the woods, sat accusingly on her nightstand. How it got there, she had no idea. Fear warred with curiosity. Deciding to confide in someone, Maya approached her grandmother, a woman with eyes that held the wisdom of 1,000 stories. Placing the doll on the table, Maya recounted her experience in the forest. Her grandmother's face paled. "Serenity Acres," she breathed, her voice tight. "That place, it shouldn't be disturbed." Reluctantly, her grandmother revealed the town's dark secret. Years ago, a wealthy family, the Whitakers, had lived in a grand mansion nestled deep within the forest. Tragedy struck when their young daughter, Lily, vanished without a trace. The Whitakers, consumed by grief, retreated from the world, their mansion slowly succumbing to neglect. One stormy night, fire engulfed the mansion. The Whitakers perished in the blaze, and the ruins became a monument to their sorrow. Legend whispered that Lily's restless spirit still haunted the woods, forever searching for a way home. The story sent shivers down Maya's spine. Could the doll be Lily's? Was it a message from beyond the grave? Driven by a newfound determination, Maya decided to return to the forest. This time, she wouldn't be alone. Enlisting the help of her friend Ben, a fearless boy with a mop of unruly brown hair, they set off on a Saturday morning, armed with flashlights and a healthy dose of skepticism. The forest seemed even more ominous in the daylight. Sunlight dappled the forest floor, casting an unsettling mosaic of light and shadow. Following Maya's directions, they reached the spot where she found the doll. To their surprise, a narrow path, barely visible beneath a tangle of undergrowth, led deeper into the woods. Intrigued, they pushed through the foliage, the path twisting and turning like a secret passage. After what felt like an eternity, the trees thinned, revealing a clearing bathed in an eerie green light. There, in the heart of the woods, stood the ruins of Serenity Acres, a skeletal silhouette against the cloudy sky. The air hung heavy with a strange energy, a prickling sensation that made the hairs on Maya's arms stand on end. A low moan echoed from somewhere within the broken walls, sending a tremor of fear through her. Taking a deep breath, Maya and Ben exchanged a nervous glance. They had come this far, but the question remained: were they prepared to face the secrets that lay hidden within the ruins? The ruins of Serenity Acres loomed before Maya and Ben, a skeletal monolith shrouded in an unsettling silence. Broken windows like empty eyes stared out from the crumbling facade, and the scent of damp earth and decay hung heavy in the air. Fear tugged at Maya, urging her to turn back, but the mystery of the doll and the whispers of Lily's spirit propelled her forward. With a deep breath, she took the lead, Ben close behind. Sunlight barely penetrated the thick canopy, casting long, distorted shadows that danced on the uneven ground. Each creak of a floorboard, each groan of the wind through the broken rafters, sent shivers down their spines. The mansion was gutted, the grand halls reduced to dusty remnants. Jagged remnants of furniture poked from the debris, and peeling wallpaper hung in ragged strips. Everywhere they looked, a tapestry of decay unfolded. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the ruins, swirling dust devils across the open floor. A clatter echoed from a room at the far end of the hall. Heartbeats pounding, Maya and Ben cautiously approached. The room was a nursery, its walls adorned with faded floral wallpaper, depicting playful rabbits frolicking in meadows. A rocking horse missing its tail and one rocker stood frozen in mid-motion. In the corner, a crib held a pile of tattered blankets. The source of the noise became apparent. A small, ornately framed picture lay face down on the floor. Picking it up, Maya brushed off the dust, revealing a portrait of a young girl with bright eyes and a mischievous grin. Lily. A lump formed in Maya's throat. This was Lily's room, a snapshot frozen in time, a testament to a life tragically cut short. As if on cue, another gust of wind swept through the room, extinguishing their flashlights and plunging them into darkness. Panic clawed at Maya's throat. She fumbled for Ben's hand, finding a cold, clammy grip. "Maya?" Ben's voice trembled in the darkness. "I'm here," Maya whispered back, her voice barely audible. Suddenly, a faint, flickering light emerged from the far corner of the room. Squinting, they saw a single candle flickering atop a dusty dresser, its flame casting an eerie glow. Cautiously, they navigated their way towards it, hearts hammering in their chests. The flickering light revealed a hidden compartment behind the mirror. With trembling hands, Maya reached out and pushed it open. Inside, nestled amongst cobwebs and dust, lay a small leather-bound journal. A surge of excitement coursed through Maya. Could this be Lily's diary? Perhaps it held the key to unlocking the secrets of Serenity Acres and the restless spirit that haunted the woods. But just as Maya reached for the journal, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence. The blood-curdling scream echoed through the ruined nursery, sending a jolt of terror through Maya and Ben. They froze, flashlights clutched in sweaty palms, their eyes frantically searching the darkness. "What was that?" Ben whispered, his voice cracking. Maya shook her head, unable to speak. The scream didn't sound human, but rather a chilling wail filled with an unearthly sorrow. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Fear threatened to consume them, but a flicker of determination ignited in Maya's chest. Lily's diary. It could be the key to ending this nightmare. With a deep breath, she reached into the dusty compartment and retrieved the leather-bound journal. The cover was worn and cracked, the edges frayed with age. Tentatively, Maya opened it, revealing faded ink scrawled across yellowed pages. A date at the top of the first page confirmed their suspicions. Lily Whitaker, May 10th, 1928. As Maya scanned the entries, a picture of Lily's life began to emerge. She was a lonely child, often left to her own devices while her parents attended high society functions. The entries spoke of her imaginary friends, her love for the forest, and a growing sense of isolation within the grand but cold mansion. One particular entry sent shivers down Maya's spine. Lily wrote of a strange light she saw flickering in the woods, a light that beckoned her closer. The following day's entry was blank, then abruptly stopped. A cold hand seemed to grip Maya's heart. Lily must have followed the light, leading her to some unknown fate within the treacherous forest. Was the light responsible for her disappearance? And was it the same light that flickered to life moments ago? Suddenly, a new sound pierced the silence, a soft, mournful tapping. It seemed to come from the floorboards beneath their feet. Ben whimpered, his grip tightening on Maya's hand. Panic threatened to overwhelm them, but Maya forced herself to focus. Lily's diary, the tapping, the scream, they all had to be connected. The answer might lie deeper within the ruins. With a newfound resolve, Maya turned to Ben. "We need to find the source of the tapping," she said, her voice surprisingly steady. "Maybe it'll lead us to some answers." Ben looked at her, his eyes wide with fear. "But what about the scream? What if—" "We can't be afraid," Maya interrupted, her voice firm. "We have to help Lily find peace." Taking a deep breath, they ventured out of the nursery, the tapping growing louder with each step. The once familiar layout of the mansion seemed to twist and turn, playing tricks on their minds. Dust motes danced in the flickering light of their flashlights, resembling ghostly apparitions. Finally, the tapping led them to a hidden staircase tucked away in a darkened corner. The air grew colder, a damp chill clinging to their skin. Hesitantly, they descended into the darkness, the flickering light of their flashlights barely penetrating the inky blackness. The rickety staircase groaned under their weight, each step echoing eerily in the oppressive silence. The air grew thick and stale, the scent of mildew and decay stinging their nostrils. The flickering light from their flashlights revealed damp stone walls, cobwebs clinging like ghostly drapes. With every step deeper, the tapping grew louder, a relentless rhythm that seemed to pulse in their ears. Finally, they reached the bottom of the stairs, finding themselves in a narrow passage illuminated by a faint, flickering glow emanating from a head. Following the light, they emerged into a hidden chamber, its walls lined with dusty books and antique furniture shrouded in white sheets. In the center of the room, a lone lantern cast an ethereal glow on a dusty wooden chest, its brass hinges tarnished with age. The source of the tapping became clear. A single skeletal hand protruded from beneath the cracked lid of the chest, its bony fingers rapping a frantic rhythm against the decaying wood. A scream tore from Maya's throat, but Ben clamped a hand over her mouth, his eyes wide with terror. Slowly, the lid creaked open, revealing a skeletal figure clad in a tattered dress. Lily. But something was wrong. This figure wasn't shrouded in an ethereal glow, but rather emanated a cold, oppressive darkness. Its empty sockets seemed to lock onto Maya, a chilling energy swirling around it. Suddenly, the diary in Maya's hand felt hot, burning against her skin. Desperately, she flipped to the final page. Lily's last entry spoke of a strange light, a voice promising escape from her loneliness. But the light led her not to freedom, but to a hidden chamber within the mansion, a place of dark magic. Lily stumbled upon a ritual, a desperate attempt to escape her isolation. But the ritual backfired, trapping her soul within the mansion, bound to the darkness. Understanding dawned on Maya. The figure before them wasn't Lily's spirit, but a malevolent entity that tricked her. This entity fed on Lily's despair, keeping her trapped for eternity. Fear threatened to consume them, but Maya knew what she had to do. Lily's diary mentioned a specific incantation, a way to banish the entity. Taking a deep breath, Maya began to recite the words, her voice trembling slightly. As the words filled the chamber, the entity recoiled, the darkness around it flickering and swirling. The room pulsed with an unseen energy, the air thick with tension. With a final, ear-splitting shriek, the entity erupted in a burst of dark energy, then vanished, leaving behind an unsettling silence. The skeletal hand fell limp within the chest. Lily, finally free, could rest in peace. Exhaustion overwhelmed Maya and Ben. They stumbled back out of the hidden chamber, the weight of the experience heavy on their shoulders. The sun was beginning to set, casting long shadows across the ruins. They knew it was time to leave, to return to the world of the living and carry the secret of Serenity Acres with them. As they emerged from the mansion, a single shaft of sunlight pierced the thick canopy, bathing the clearing in a soft golden glow. A gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, whispering a mournful farewell. Maya knew that Lily's spirit was finally free, at peace within the forest she loved. Weeks passed after their harrowing experience at Serenity Acres. Maya and Ben kept their promise, the secrets of the ruins buried deep within their hearts. Yet the events left an indelible mark on them. Nightmares plagued Maya's sleep, visions of the skeletal figure and the chilling echoes of the entity's scream. During the day, a strange quietness settled within her. The thrill of uncovering the mystery was replaced by a profound sadness for Lily, a young girl forever lost to a cruel fate. One day, while exploring a dusty corner of the local library, Maya stumbled upon an old, leather-bound book on local folklore. Turning the brittle pages, her eyes fell upon a faded illustration, a depiction of a ritualistic symbol that looked eerily familiar. The caption below sent shivers down her spine. The Mark of the Devourer, an ancient entity said to prey on the vulnerable, twisting their desires into a cage of darkness. A cold dread filled Maya. The entity at Serenity Acres wasn't an isolated case. It was a malevolent force, and perhaps there were others trapped like Lily, their spirits consumed by the Devourer's darkness. Looking at Ben, who was engrossed in a book nearby, Maya knew she couldn't keep this a secret. Lily may be free, but the Devourer might be out there, waiting for its next victim. Together, they decided to share their story with Maya's grandmother, the woman with eyes that held 1,000 stories. Her face grew grave as they recounted their experiences. "There have been whispers," her grandmother admitted, her voice barely a whisper. Whispers of disappearances, strange occurrences near old abandoned places, but no one dared to investigate. A spark of determination ignited within Maya. They couldn't ignore the whispers. Lily may be at peace, but perhaps they could help others trapped in the Devourer's clutches. With their grandmother's guidance, Maya and Ben delved into the town's forgotten history, unearthing stories of past disappearances and sightings of strange lights. They learned forgotten rituals and protective measures, a forgotten arsenal against the darkness. Their quest wouldn't be easy. The Devourer was a cunning entity, and facing it would demand courage and sacrifice. But Maya and Ben, forever marked by their experience at Serenity Acres, were no longer ordinary children. They were the guardians, protectors against the unseen shadows that lurked at the edges of their world. And as long as whispers of the Devourer persisted, their journey into the unknown had just begun.